Welcome, help me reach 4,000 subscribers. Your support keeps me creating the intense, emotional, and suspense-packed stories you love on Breakup Cheater. Like the video, drop a comment, subscribe for more jaw-dropping betrayal stories. Every click truly means the world. Thank you for being part of this growing family. I remember the exact moment I knew something had changed. It was a Thursday afternoon, the kind of gray, heavy Thursday where sunlight can't quite decide if it wants to filter through the blinds or stay hidden behind the clouds. I was in the kitchen, washing dishes, humming a song I didn't even like when my phone buzzed. A message from her. "Don't like it? Then divorce me." I froze, sponge dripping in my hands, staring at the screen as if it might explode into some secret explanation. The words were curt, almost flippant, but there was a weight behind them. A tension that pressed down on my chest like the damp air of a storm before it breaks. Asia, my wife, the woman I'd shared nearly a decade with. She was going on one of her trips, she called them. 3 days of wine, music, and what she described as finding herself. Only this time, it wasn't the kind of trip I could shrug off as harmless. There was an edge in her tone, a smirk I could practically see in her words. I wanted to text back something clever, something that would snap her out of this mood, but my fingers froze. I didn't know what to say. Instead, I did what I often did when faced with her unpredictability. I stayed silent. 2 days later, she returned. I heard the front door before I saw her. The familiar click of her heels, that soft, teasing rhythm that always made me think she knew exactly how much sway she held over me. I peeked around the corner and froze. She was laughing, that careless, wide laugh that had once made me fall in love with her. But there was something different. A look in her eyes I hadn't seen before, one that belonged to someone who had crossed a line she didn't intend to tell me about. "Hey," she said, dropping her bag by the door. Her smirk was perfectly in place, as if she had rehearsed it just for me. "You missed me." I didn't answer right away. I just watched, noticed the faint perfume that wasn't hers, the subtle tang of alcohol mixed with something else, something foreign. My chest tightened, a familiar anxiety creeping up like smoke in a closed room. How was the trip?" I finally asked, my voice more measured than I felt. "Oh, it was fun," she said, tossing her hair and spinning on her heel. "Really liberating. Just me, some friends, a little adventure." Friends. Adventure. Words that had always sounded harmless. Till now. I went into the living room, trying to appear calm, trying to breathe through the knot in my stomach. She followed, humming like nothing had happened. We sat on the couch. I wanted to confront her, to ask the questions that were screaming in my mind. Who? Where? Why? But the words stuck in my throat. Instead, I watched her laugh at a story she told about some wine-tasting mishap, her hand brushing against mine accidentally, or maybe deliberately, and I felt something crack inside me. Later, as night settled in, I found her phone sitting on the kitchen counter, buzzing quietly. I didn't want to look. I told myself I trusted her, that I wasn't that kind of husband. But some instinct I didn't understand, or maybe I did, made me pick it up. And that's when I saw it. A series of messages, playful at first. Innocent, flirtatious. Then the tone shifted. Names I didn't recognize. Plans I wasn't invited to. Photos, one in particular, of her laughing with a man whose arms were draped over her shoulders in a way only someone intimate could. My hand shook. I dropped the phone, the screen cracking against the counter. "Everything okay?" she asked from the doorway, voice casual, lips curved in that smirk I hated. I didn't answer. I couldn't. She came closer. "You're quiet. Did something happen?" I stood, trying to control my voice, trying to keep the storm in me contained. "Who's he?" I asked, holding up her phone. My voice was steadier than I expected, but there was ice behind it. Her eyes flickered, just for a second. Then she laughed softly, the kind of laugh that made my chest ache with betrayal. "Oh, that. Just a friend. Don't overthink it." I felt my heart tighten. "A friend. Really?" I forced the words out, one by one, each syllable tasting like ash. "Because it looks a lot like more than that." It looks like everything you were supposed to keep behind closed doors. She shrugged, as if my pain was an inconvenience rather than a revelation. Don't like it? Then divorce me, she said, echoing her own text. Something inside me snapped. Anger, hurt, disbelief. It all collided into a single point, and I could no longer contain it. You think that's funny? Asked, my voice rising. After everything we've built. After everything I've trusted you with. She tilted her head, the smirk never leaving her face. I'm not asking for your permission, you know. I live my life, I make my choices. If you can't handle it. She let the words hang in the air, sharp and cold. I swallowed hard, feeling the weight of a decade's worth of love and betrayal pressing down on me. And then finally I spoke, the words I had rehearsed in my mind 1,000 times, the ones that carried the power of every hurt, every sleepless night, every doubt. Then we're done. Her smirk faltered. For the first time that evening, I saw her hesitate. Done? She asked, almost whispering, like she couldn't believe what I had just said. Yes, I said, voice firm now resolute. I can't do this anymore. I can't live with someone who undermines the very foundation of our marriage. Who treats trust like it's optional. Tears welled in her eyes. Not the tears of someone guilty, but of someone suddenly realizing that control was slipping away. You're overreacting, she said. It wasn't. Wasn't what? Cut in sharply. Wasn't betrayal. Wasn't dishonesty. Wasn't the exact thing I promised I'd never have to face. Don't tell me it wasn't. I saw everything. I feel everything. She looked away, suddenly small, vulnerable in a way that made my heart ache with pity, and then anger all over again. You're making it dramatic, she whispered. I shook my head. No, you made it dramatic. You chose it. Every smirk, every trip, every secret message. Silence filled the room, heavy and suffocating. I could feel her studying me, calculating, wondering if I would cave. But I didn't. I would not. Finally she spoke, voice soft, almost pleading. Can't we just talk? Work it out? I laughed. A short, bitter sound that surprised even me. Work it out? Yes. Work it out after you've broken the trust that held us together. Work it out after I see what kind of life you've chosen while I was at home, believing in us. Her eyes filled with tears now, real tears, and she reached for my hand. Pulled away, stepping back. The distance between us felt like miles, though it was only the span of a few steps. You're cold, she said. I didn't expect this. I thought what? I demanded. That I'd be okay with your betrayal. That I'd ignore it. That I'd continue living in a lie while you laugh behind my back. She said nothing. Only looked at me, the smirk gone, replaced by fear, or maybe regret. I felt the weight of years pressing down on me, the memories of laughter, love, shared dreams. But beneath it all, a raw, jagged truth. I couldn't forgive this. Not now. Not ever. I loved you, I said finally, voice breaking. More than I should have. But love doesn't mean letting someone walk over you, over everything we built together. It doesn't mean smiling while your heart is being ripped apart. She whispered my name, but I didn't answer. I walked toward the door, keys in hand. The apartment felt smaller now, crowded with ghosts of what we once were. I'm leaving, I said, voice steady. And don't follow me. Don't call. Don't come back with apologies or explanations. I need to find myself now, outside of you, outside of this betrayal. She didn't move. She didn't say anything. And I realized, as I stepped into the night, the cool air brushing against my face, that she had lost me long before I left. The door closed behind me with a quiet finality. The smirk was still in my mind, haunting me. But alongside it was a strange sense of liberation, a painful, aching freedom. I walked down the street, past the neon lights and the damp asphalt reflecting the city's indifferent glow, and for the first time in days, I felt the tension in my chest ease slightly. The love I once had was gone, but so was the suffocating deceit. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough to start again. Because betrayal, as I learned that night, doesn't just break hearts, it also teaches them to heal, even if the scars never fade completely. And I would carry those scars proudly, a reminder that I had survived the storm, and that one day, I might even find the kind of love that deserved my trust.